An example of generosity. King Vikramaditya was getting tired of Betaal's game, but he was determined to take Betaal with him, even if he had to spend the night climbing up and down the tree. He put Betaal around his shoulders again and set on his journey. Betaal was enjoying himself very much. "How long do you wish to keep this up?" he asked. "It depends on you," the king answered. Betaal shook with laughter. "All right, I will begin the story then. Long ago, there lived a rich merchant named Chandrapati in a city called Mahabalipur. He had a beautiful daughter named Madhumala. One day, Madhumala was attending a social event when a handsome young man named Aditya saw her and fell in love with her. Madhumala too was charmed by the young man's sweet nature and wit. Their love grew with time until one day Aditya decided to marry Madhumala. He went to her father seeking his permission and blessings, but Chandrapati had already promised to wed his daughter to a wealthy young merchant named Sarbajoti. Aditya was heartbroken. After days of living with sorrow, he finally decided to forget Madhumala. However, Madhumala, who had loved Aditya, could not do so. She silently protested against her father's wishes, but Madhumala had to marry Sarbajoti. For had she not, she would have earned her family a bad name. The day before the marriage took place, she wrote to Aditya promising him that she will come to him after the marriage and shall live with him thereafter. On the night she was alone with her husband, for the first time, Madhumala opened her heart to Sarbajoti and told him everything. Sarbajoti realized that there was no use trying to pursue her, as she already loved someone else. He allowed her to live. Madhumala left her home, still dressed in her bridal sari and ornaments. On the way, a thief crossed her path. "Give me all your jewels, or I will hurt you," he threatened. "Please let me go, good sir," Madhumala begged. "I am in a hurry to go to my lover. I promise I will give you all my jewels when I have met him." The thief did not believe her, but he let her go. Madhumala reached Aditya's home and knocked on the door. Aditya appeared at the door and was pretty shocked to see Madhumala. He was angry that she had left her husband to come to him. Aditya said, "What were you thinking? You are a married woman now. I cannot have someone else's wife to live with me. You must go back to your husband. There is no place for you here." And he closed the door on her. Madhumala begged and cried in vain. At last, with a heavy heart, she decided to go back. On her way back, she met the thief again. She began to unhook her jewels to give to him. The thief had noticed her tears. He asked, "What bothers you, lady?" Madhumala told him the whole story. The thief was sorry for her. He did not take her jewels and saw that she safely reached her home. When Madhumala reached home, Sarbajoti was upset upon seeing her. He said, "I am sorry. I cannot have you back as my wife. You left my home to live with another man. I do not trust you anymore, and thus cannot have you back. You must leave." All hell broke loose for Madhumala. She now had nowhere to go. Fearing the shame that this would bring her, she went to the river nearby and ended her life. Betaal stopped and asked, "Who do you think made the greatest sacrifice?" The king replied, "It is only when you give up something willingly and selflessly it is called a sacrifice." Aditya gave up Madhumala's love, but he did it for a reason. Madhumala was somebody's wife, and he could not have somebody's wife living with him. Sarbajoti let go of Madhumala, but he would not have her back because he did not trust her. Madhumala, on the other hand, gave up her life, but it was because she was afraid of the shame her condition would bring her. We cannot call all these sacrifices. Only the thief made sacrifice. Robbing people was how he earned his livelihood, but he let go of Madhumala's jewels because he took pity on her. His act of humanity truly sets an example of what sacrifice is. I was expecting that you would give me the right answer, Betaal said. Vikramaditya turned around and began walking towards the tree as the ghost flew back to its branches. An example of generosity. King Vikramaditya was getting tired.